I am Geoffrey in the Kingdom of Sweden campaign from 1648, 30 Years of War, the kingdom's total conversion mode from medieval to total war by Infractor. Gustavus Adolphus has just scored a decisive victory against the Imperialists in a battle in which Albrecht Wallenstein died.
Command me, sire. Yes, sire! Moving to crush the enemy! Besieging the cowards, my liege!
Our king besieges Weimar, which is defended by the units that survived the Battle of Weimar. The defenders are commanded by Bonaventura von Thunderfeld. Here are the units that survived the Battle of Weimar, commanded by Bonaventura von Thunderfeld. Most of them are extremely depleted. The battle is auto-resolved. Weimar falls, so we now have a foothold in Thuringia.
Victory! Nothing can stop us, sire! The settlement has fallen! Take the spoils of war!
We just walk in. Weimar is peacefully occupied. And here is an aerial view of Saxony. The Transylvanians are alive and kicking in Bohemia. Captain Johann attacks some rebels near Dessau in Saxony. Most of the rebel army consists of light peasant type units, and most of them are quickly scattered, but a company of pikemen holds a little longer. Here they've been attacked by our own post-reform pikemen. They have been flanked by our cavalry on both sides, and they are being fired at by our musketeers, and they've just been broken. They are now fighting to the death.
Behold how our cowardly foe runs. It's time to press the attack.
So now they finally flee. Our cuirassiers run after them and take the survivors prisoner. And our arquebusiers are running after one of the other units. Our arquebusiers run after the pikemen, and our cuirassiers run after another retreating unit. And the enemy captain, Captain Zygmunt, has been taken prisoner.
This is a clear victory that goes to only men of great virtue and valor.
Captain Johann is victorious. The post-reform musketeers did most of the killing, while the post-reform cuirassiers took over 100 rebels prisoner. Captain Johann is appointed colonel. Here he is, just outside Dessau. In the meantime, the ever-restless imperialists have been besieging Bolão in Silesia, defended by our General Johann Casimir von Santes. Another siege for a change. We have been fighting in the field too long. Johann Casimir von Santes has sallied out with a part of the garrison, and here he snipes away some shots at the Imperialists to entice them to come closer to the walls within the reach of our cannon. So the Imperialists seem to have taken the bait. They're moving closer to the walls. Our general falls back. And the enemy cavalry is galloping as fast as they can, hoping to catch up with our general. We have the musketeers on the walls. They are firing at their flanks as they're galloping past the Starfort walls. We also have some grenadiers up here. They are preparing to throw some grenades, and the grenades start falling among the cavalry. So the enemy cavalry now has made it towards the force that had sallied out. Here they are. We have some pikemen, a company of musketeers, some arquebusiers on the right. And the enemy cavalry is now being fired at by the grenadiers on the walls, as well as our musketeers and arquebusiers have been fired at on 3 sides, and our pikemen move forward to prevent an attack on our musketeers. The enemy cavalry, seeing that there is no profit to be made by attacking our infantry and being flanked on both sides, they decide to retreat. Our cavalry moves forward. First, the arquebusiers here. We also have a company of cuirassiers, this time moving slowly forward as well. And here the Imperialist cavalry is retreating. They continue to be fired at by the musketeers on the walls. And they managed to rally themselves. One of the companies of cavalry are heading back already. They are being fired at by artillery. The rest of the enemy cavalry will rally as well, and they will follow these cavalrymen here, who are being hit by grenades being thrown by the grenadiers on the walls. Nonetheless, they push on, they carry on. They are very clearly a veteran, very highly experienced unit. They are skirmishing around here, trying to stay away from the walls, but eventually they're routed by the fire from the musketeers. More cavalry is coming this way. Here are our arquebusiers. They are firing at their flank, and the cuirassiers near the infantry are ready to pounce at them. Some of the enemy units here are being fired at from the walls. They retreat. They've been fired at by mortar fire as well. We have a battery of mortars in the Starfort. The depleted troops of enemy cavalry decide to make yet another charge. They are being accompanied by these Imperial Tertio pikemen. More Imperialist cavalry here, once again being hit by grenades from the walls. And more post-reform cavalry heading this way, so our arquebusiers have moved over. They are here now, and they are firing into the flanks of the enemy cavalry. Our cuirassiers are further to the left. The enemy units start to retreat again, as it often happens in these sieges. Our enemies cannot make up their minds, especially if they're not commanded by a good general.
Good tidings. The enemy general lies dead. We've sent the base cur to hell.
And here their general has been slain Sigmund von Noir-Khan, who is presumably a descendant of Philip of Noir-Khan, an imperialist general and a notorious persecutor of Calvinists in the 16th century Netherlands. So the imperialists carry on here. They have some imperial tertio pikemen, but they can't make up their mind. They have been fired at from the walls as they try to approach our units that have sallied out. So they retreat now. Ooh, and a mortar scores a bullseye. It lands right in the middle of the pikemen, who are also marching through mortar fire, and they've lost a lot of their men, but they have not lost their spirit yet. Our cavalry now is moving forward to harass the enemy infantry. The enemy cavalry has been defeated. They have fled the field. They have left the infantry to sort it out. The infantry now is mostly imperial tertios, and our cavalry now has taken a flanking firing position. Here are the enemy pikemen of the Imperial Tertio. They are dauntless. They continue marching towards our men, but they break once again, being fired at on both sides. Our cavalry slowly moves forward this way to prevent them from rallying themselves. So they are retreating, they are fleeing the field of battle, they are being fired at on their flank by our cavalry. A very highly experienced unit, nonetheless. They have been forced to flee the field of battle, and here is another enemy unit. Arquebusiers are firing at the flanks of these Imperial Tertio pikemen. They're also being fired at by musketeers from the garrison, from the walls of the Star Fort, as well as by our cannon. For now, they are marching on. Been hit by mortar fire. Our cuirassiers move forward. Our arquebusiers move forward.
Behold how our cowardly foe runs. It's time to press the attack.
And at last, the enemy pikemen have been broken. They are pummeled by cannon fire and mortar fire as they are running off the field of battle. And the few survivors are taken prisoner. Those that did not accept quarter were executed.
By the grace of God, our foe is utterly vanquished. Let all who remember this day remember it as the day of our most glorious victory.
So the Imperialists have been defeated and are forced to lift the siege. 2 companies of post-reform musketeers killed some 1,400 men between them. These units are a little OP. The prisoners are released.
An honorable, glorious victory!
Johann Casimir von Santes is now an aspiring commander. Bolão is for now safe. And before I close, one last look at our King's army in Thuringia and Saxony. Thank you for watching.